Hello, friends. This is Srinivas More. I welcome you all to Simple English Language Studio. Today, we will discuss a beautiful story by O. Henry. He is one of the best storytellers of all times. The name of the story is The Cop and the Anthem. This is a story of a man named Soapy. He was a homeless and jobless man. He spent his most of the time on a park bench. Rather, we can say that it was his home. He wanted to get arrested and wished to go into jail, at least for the 3 months of winter season, so that he can save himself from cold. Let us see how he plans new methods to get arrested for the winter home, and whether he becomes successful in his efforts or not. I'm sure that you will enjoy this interesting story. The Cop and the Anthem. The cop means a policeman, and anthem means a prayer song. Soapy left his bench and strolled out of the square and across the level sea of asphalt, where Broadway and Fifth Avenue flow together. Up Broadway, he turned and stopped at a luxurious cafe. Strolled means walk in a relaxed or leisurely manner. Sea of asphalt means wide roads of the city. Here, the writer has compared the widespread roads of a city with the sea, and Broadway is a famous street in New York. Soapy had confidence in himself from the lowest button of his vest upward. He was shaven, and his coat was trim, and his neat black bow had been presented to him by a lady missionary on Thanksgiving Day. Vest means body part from shoulder to middle. Lady missionary means a nun or a woman working for charity. Thanksgiving Day is the fourth Thursday of every November. On this day, people give gifts to one another. In the above lines, the writer has described the appearance of the hero of the story. If only he could reach a table in the restaurant unsuspected, success would be his. The portion of him that would show above the table would raise no doubt in the waiter's mind. This means it means that he may not be allowed to enter into restaurant as his trousers were not good in condition. But he thought that his coat was good looking, and once he sat, no one will notice his trousers and nobody would doubt him for the payment of the food. In that sense, the success would be his. Actually, it was Soapy's plan to eat food in a good restaurant or a cafe and not pay the money, so that they will call the police to arrest him, and he will be in jail at least for next 3 months, and he may spend his winter season there. So he starts dreaming the menu to eat in the restaurant. A roasted mala duck, thought Soapy, would be about the thing with a bottle of wine and then some cheese, a cup of coffee, and a cigar. $1 for the cigar would be enough. The total would not be so high as to call forth any extreme of revenge from the cafe management, and yet the meat would leave him filled and happy for the journey to his winter island. Call forth means invite or evoke. Revenge means hurt someone in return. Winter island, here it means a jail on an island where he can spend winter season as a house for him with ready food. Now, if you look at the menu he wanted to eat, we can say that Soapy decided to eat well and full, but not very costly, so that no one would suspect him, and also the cafe management should not get very angry and take very serious action and hurt him badly. His plan was just to get arrested and go into jail. But as Soapy set foot inside the restaurant door, the head waiter's eye fell upon his tattered trousers and decadent shoes. Fall upon means find unexpectedly. Here, I fell upon means saw casually and found it. Tattered means old and poor in condition. Decadent means old and worn out. Strong and ready hands turned him about and conveyed him in silence and haste to the sidewalk and averted the ignoble fate of the menaced mallard. Turn him about means refuse to enter. Conveyed means carried. Averted means avoided. Menaced means dangerous situation. The meaning of this expression is that the waiter and his team avoided a fiasco, a scene that may have been created in the restaurant because of the non payment of Soapy and his eating over there. Soapy turned off Broadway. It seemed that his route to the coveted island was not to be an easy one. Some other way of entering the limbo must be devised. Ignoble means dishonorable. Coveted means greatly desired. And limbo means here jail. The meaning of this expression is that Soapy was thinking that something other should be tried out because it is not that easy to go into jail. At a corner of 6th Avenue, electric lights and cunningly displayed wares behind plate glass made shop window attractive. Cunningly means cleverly or skillfully. Wares means the things. Plate glass means big glass sheets used for shop windows. Soapy took a stone and dashed it through the glass. People came running around the corner, a policeman in the lead. Soapy stood still with his hands in his pocket and smiled at the sight of brass buttons. Here, brass buttons means a policeman. Look at the use of language. This type of use is known as figurative language. To break the glass window was his second plan to get arrested. Where is the man that done that? Inquired the officer agitatedly. Agitatedly means in a troubled or in an angry way. Don't you think that I might have had something to do with it? Said Soapy with a friendly voice as one greets good fortune. Good fortune means good luck. It means that this time Soapy was very happy to meet his good luck. He thought that now he was lucky and the policeman was coming to him for arrest, and it was his fortune or good luck. The policeman refused to accept Soapy even as a clue. Men who smash windows do not remain to chat with the police. They take to their heels. The policeman saw a man halfway down the block running to catch a car. With drawn club, he joined in the pursuit. Soapy, with disgust in his heart, drifted along, twice unsuccessful. Smash means to break, and clue means the possibility. Take to heels means to run away. Drawn club means a raised club, and club means the baton or stick. Drifted along means moved slowly. Drawn club means he raised that club in a ready position to beat that man and catch him. Thus, he means the policeman left Soapy there without arresting him. This was Soapy's second unsuccessful attempt. On the opposite side of the street was a restaurant of no great pretensions. It catered to large appetites and modest purses. Its crockery and atmosphere were thick, its soup and napery thin. Napery means tablecloths, and catered to means served, and the whole expression it catered to large appetites and modest purses means that the customers of the restaurant were real hungry people who do not have enough money to pay. And the restaurant was not very attractive at all, and the things used in it were also of low quality. Into this place, Soapy betook himself without challenge. Betook means got into or entered. Without challenge means nobody stopped him. At a table, he sat and consumed beef steak, flapjacks, donuts, and pie. And then he told the waiter the fact that the minutest coin and himself were total strangers. It means that he told the waiter that he did not have money at all to pay, so they can hand him over to policeman. Now get busy and call a cop, said Soapy, and don't keep a gentleman waiting. No cop for you, said the waiter with a voice like butter cakes and an eye like the cherry in the Manhattan cocktail. Voice like butter cake and cherry in Manhattan cocktail means the waiter spoke in a very soft and sweet and attractive voice. Hey con, Hakon is an expression of shouting and saying that someone is a cheater or trickster. Con means a conman, that means a cheater. Neatly upon his left ear, on the callous pavement, two waiters pitched Soapy. It means uh, two waiters took Soapy out of the restaurant and they threw him on a very hard pavement. Callous means hard. Pitched means throw. And so the past tense of throw is threw. So they threw him. He arose joint by joint as a carpenter's rule opens and dusted his clothes. Arrest seemed now but an elusive dream. Elusive means difficult to find or catch or to achieve. The island seemed very far away. A policeman who stood before a drugstore two doors away laughed and walked down the street. It means that he was thrown out of the restaurant, and at that time the police did not pay any kind of attention. So that's why the writer gives us the mental status of Soapy and says that he was thinking that he was having so many attempts to get arrested, but he was also feeling that something is happening against him. Soapy was seized with a sudden fear that some dreadful enchantment had rendered him immune to arrest. Dreadful means terrible. Enchantment means magic. Rendered means provided or caused. Immune means protection. The meaning of this statement is that the man, that is Soapy, was feeling that there is something magical power working for him, just like immune or protection, and because of that, he is not getting arrested even after trying so hard. He was in a state of panic, and when he came upon another policeman lounging grandly in front of a glittering theatre, he caught at the immediate straw of disorderly conduct. By that time, he was very nervous, and so panic means nervous. So he saw another policeman coming in his direction near a glittering theatre, and as he saw at the immediate straw off means at the very moment he started behaving in a disorderly conduct. It means that he wanted to make a desperate attempt to catch attention of the policeman. Disorderly conduct means unlawful behavior. He was thinking that he might get arrested because of that disorderly conduct. And so, on the sidewalk, Soapy began to yell drunken gibberish at the top of his harsh voice. He danced, howled, raved, and otherwise disturbed the skies. It means that at the moment he saw that policeman, he started shouting like a drunken person or like a mad person at the top of his voice, very hard voice, crying like voice, and he danced as well, or he howled means cried like a dog, and he disturbed the skies means he disturbed the whole atmosphere of the city, or we can say on that road, and the policeman merely twirled his club. Twirled means move quickly round and round. and uh, turned his back to Soapy and remarked to a citizen. By twirling his club, that is, stick, in his hand, he spoke to a citizen in that street. It's one of them Yale lads' celebration, the goose egg. Goose eggs means zero score or marks. They give to Hartford College, noisy but no harm. We have instructions to let them be. Here, the policeman tries to tell to that citizen that this man creating noise in the street is not a madman, or this is not a disorderly conduct or unlawful behavior, but he is just a college going boy, maybe from Yale University College, where they get zero score, and when they get zero score, they may behave in that way. And he also adds that there are instructions from the top authority to these policemen that they should not arrest such people because that is not unlawful. They are just university students. Here, in this uh, slide, you will find that there are two different spellings, Yell and Yale. You can see it and read it. There may be a confusion for that. Yell, Yell means cry out loudly or shout, and Yale is a name of a university or college which is named after the city as well. Disconsolate, Soapy stopped his unavailing racket. Racket means an unpleasant, loud, continuous noise. Disconsolate means very unhappy. This expression tells us that he was very unhappy, and so he stopped that mad behavior because he by now came to know that it is useless and police is not paying attention or not showing any interest to catch him or arrest him. Would never a policeman lay hands on him? So he was questioning himself. He was thinking about that. Maybe the police may not catch him. In his fancy, the island seemed an unattainable Arcadia. Arcadia means a mountainous district in Peloponnese of southern Greece in poetic fantasy. It is a beautiful place that someone longs for. He buttoned his thin coat against the chilling wind. Once again, he was making his mind to look for an opportunity to get arrested. So, in a cigar store, he saw a well dressed man lighting a cigar at the swinging light. He had set his silk umbrella by the door on entering. Soapy stepped inside, grabbed the umbrella, and sauntered off with it slowly. The man at the cigar light followed hastily. Sauntered means walked in a relaxed manner. Hastily means quickly. My umbrella, he said sternly. Oh, is it? Sneered Soapy, adding insult to petty larceny. Sneered means he gave a contemptuous or mocking smile, remark, or tone. Larceny means theft of personal property or stealing something. Well, why don't you call a policeman? I took it. Your umbrella. Why don't you call a cop? There stands one on the corner. It means that the umbrella man was trying to ask for the umbrella, and he wanted to insult him in a loud manner, and so that he will start fighting was the mind of Soapy. But the umbrella owner slowed up his steps. Soapy did likewise with premonition that luck would again run against him. The policeman eyed at the two curiously. Premonition means a strong feeling that something is about to happen, especially something unpleasant. So, this was his mental state. Of course, said the umbrella man. Well, you know that how these mistakes occur. If it's your umbrella, I hope you will excuse me. I picked it up this morning in a restaurant. If you recognize it as yours, why, I hope you will. This means that the umbrella man avoided the fight and did not call the police, and this time also he lost his chance of getting arrested. Of course, it is mine, said Soapy savagely. Savagely means very angrily. The umbrella man retreated. Retreated means moved back. The policeman hurried to assist a tall blonde in an opera cloak across the street in front of a streetcar that was approaching 2 blocks away. Blonde means golden yellow hair. Look at the spelling of blonde given here. But the spelling has two variations, blonde E at the end and without E, blond. When we use it without E, it is masculine form. It means a man having golden hair. And when we add E to the spelling, then it is feminine, that is, a woman having golden hair. And cloak means a long dress. You can watch it in the given frame. Soapy walked eastward through a street damaged by improvements. Damaged by improvements is a kind of figurative language. Here it is oxymoron. Oxymoron means an association of two words or phrases having opposite meaning. Mainly, it is used to create an impact or catch attention of people, maybe creating some humor. He hurled the umbrella angrily into an excavation. Hurled means threw, and excavation means a pit on the road. He muttered against the man who wear helmets and carry clubs. Men who wear helmets and carry clubs means policemen, because he wanted to fall into their clutches. It means that he wanted to get arrested. They seemed to regard him as a king who could do nothing wrong, but they were thinking that he is like a king, or they were sparing him every time. At length, Soapy reached one of the avenues of the east where the glitter and turmoil was but faint. Avenues means the road having trees from the both sides, and turmoil means a a state of great disturbance. And here the disturbance was not that much, means it was somewhat less busy road. He dragged himself toward Madison Square, for the homing instinct survives even when the home is a park bench. It means that now he was feeling that he must go back to the park bench because uh, there was a homing instinct in it. It means feeling to return home after traveling great distances. And instinct means the nature or drive. So he wanted to go back to park bench, so that's why he started walking on a lonely road. But on an unusually quiet corner, Soapy came to a standstill. Here was an old church, quaint and rambling and gabled. Quaint means attractively unusual or old fashioned. Rambling means spreading or winding irregularly in various directions. Gabled means constructed with gables, the triangular upper part of the wall at the end of the ridged roof. Through one violet stained window, a soft light glowed where no doubt the organist loitered over the keys, making sure of his mastery of the coming Sabbath anthem. It means that from one of the windows, Soapy could see light was coming outside, and also some music played on organ. Organ is a name of musical instrument. Mostly in churches, they play prayer songs along with such organs or such musical orchestra. So, and Sabbath means a religious day on which most of the times they play or sing songs, or they gather together and pray in that way. So the Sabbath anthem means a kind of song was being played on those on that organ. For there drifted out to Soapy's ears sweet music that caught and held him transfixed against the convolutions of the iron fence. So, by listening to that sweet music and that atmosphere, changed Soapy's mind, and he stood standstill. It means that he stopped there, he was transfixed there, he could not think of any other things. And the convolutions means the coils or twists. So he was lingering over there without any thought. The moon was above, full and radiant. Vehicles and pedestrians were few. Sparrows twittered sleepily in the eaves, or a little while the scene might have been a country churchyard, and the anthem that the organist played cemented Soapy to the iron fence, for he had known it well in the days when his life contained such things as mothers and roses and ambitions and friends and immaculate thoughts and colors. Immaculate means very pure, and in the eaves means in the eaves means where the wall and roof joins together, that part of the building. And the whole expression says that the atmosphere was very attractive, very calm, very soothing, very heart touching, so that he started remembering his past. And there are many such things that we can talk about. They are there are some sentences in that in this book where we can say that, or we can find out the past of our Soapy. He used to be a church going man. That's why he stopped there and listened to that song. It also tells us that he had a family and friends. The roses might hint in the sentence that Soapy had a romantic interest, or he simply liked flowers and he used to have ambitions. The sentence ends with two more references to church. Immaculate means pure thoughts, which the church is supposed to help us, and collars means the priests and ministers wear, indicate the Soapy himself might have been studying to be a minister or priest. It's possible the text gives us clues about the prior life and a sense of Soapy's deeper value system. He values a life with family, friends, nature, and religion. So, by that, we come to know that Soapy was changing his thought. The conjunction of Soapy's receptive state of mind and the influences about the old church brought a sudden and wonderful change in his soul. He viewed with rising horror the pit into which he had tumbled, and uh, degraded days, unworthy desires, dead hopes, wrecked faculties, and base motives that made up his existence. It means that now we get the idea of the state of mind of Soapy as he was influenced by the church uh, music, and there was a change coming in his soul, his thinking, and he was completely changing. Wrecked means tired or exhausted. Base motives means selfish attitude or immoral attitude. And impulse means the desire. That is, and also in a moment, his heart responded thrillingly to his strange mood. A strong impulse moved him to battle with his desperate fact. It means that he was in a crime world, but now he was thinking to change himself. Now he did not want to go to jail. As he was listening to that music, his mind changed. He would pull himself out of the mire and would make a man of himself again. Mire means a complicated or unpleasant situation from which it is difficult to free oneself, and desperate means fearful. And this was a fearful situation for him now, because he wanted to come out of that situation. And there was time, he was young, yet he would resurrect his old eager ambitions and pursue them without faltering. Means that he wanted to come out of that mire, which was uh, very bad, and he wanted to make himself a good man once again. He wanted to renew his life once again and conquer all the evil that he was engaged in. So he wanted to come out of that, and so those uh, those solemn but sweet organ notes had set up a revolution in him. Tomorrow he would go to the roaring downtown district and find work. Solemn means earnest or serious. He was having all those serious feelings in his mind, and he was thinking to go to roaring downtown district. That means a part of the city with full trade and commerce and happenings. And he wanted to find work. It means that now he don't want to go to jail. A fur importer had once offered him a place as driver. He would be somebody in the world. He would. Fur means soft hair of animals. He wanted to be somebody. Soapy felt a hard hand laid on arm. He looked quickly around into the impassive face of a policeman. Impassive means emotionless, and laid is the past tense of lay. It means somebody placed hands on his arm and he was a policeman, and the face of that police was expressionless. And so, what are you doing here? Asked the officer. Nothing, said Soapy. Then come along, said the policeman. 3 months on the island, said the magistrate in the police court the next morning. So, near this church, Soapy did not want to go to jail, and he was changing my mind. At that time, a policeman came and thought that he is some criminal and lingering over there or trying to do some crime. So he arrested him, and the next day the magistrate gave him a sentence, that is the punishment of 3 months, and thus he is sent to the winter island, that is the jail. So, by here the story ends, and the moral of the story is life is what happens to us when we are busy making other plans. I hope you enjoyed the story.